What is going on, guys? We are back for yet another YouTube video. It seems like the content just never ends at this point. I mean, I always suck at uploading because I don't edit on time, but there's lots of stuff to do right now, so that is amazing. We have a very special video today. It's actually pretty cool. I'm pretty hyped about this. We have a box. We're going to be installing a box on the Type R. Just kidding. No, we're actually putting something in the Type R. That's very cool. And I'll show you what that is right now. So here we have our box, and it is from Hybrid Racing, which can only mean one thing. We are putting the Hybrid Racing Launch Edition short shifter in the R today. So not only are we installing the Launch Edition short shifter, we are also getting some Hybrid Racing shifter base bushings to make that mount just a little bit more solid. And then I also have their titanium shift boot collar that's going in today to make this a super clean install. So as you can see, this shifter is basically just a freaking work of art. Like, I mean, look at this thing. It's absolutely beautiful. I kind of want to take the center console out just so you can see it, but I also like my car looking sort of OEM, so I probably won't do that. However, I'm really excited to put this thing in. It is absolutely beautiful. So let's go ahead and rip the stock one out of this car and put this in. So we're actually going to be working from the passenger side today because my car is pulled all the way up to the edge of the garage and I'm lazy and I don't want to move my other two cars behind it. And I should be able to do all this work from the passenger side. So I'm just going to sit over here because I have all this extra room. And we're going to pull out this entire center console, basically. I mean, literally everything. The radio, the climate control, obviously the shifter, and like this whole section. It all has to come out in order to take the shifter out. And it's going to be a little bit of a pain because it's a lot of plastic pieces and I really don't want to break anything. So, yeah. But shouldn't be too bad. The car's new, so none of the plastics are really like sun baked or anything, and I keep it in the garage and it doesn't drive, so should be good. But let's go ahead and see how the stock shifter feels. All right, feels all right. Sort of, kind of. I mean, like, honestly, for a stock shifter, it's not bad, but it just doesn't give you that like solid oomph that I know that Honda stock shifters can give. Like the one in the S2000, for example. That shifter stock is honestly, it's pretty beautiful. I really enjoy it. This one, just because of the cables and things on it, it almost has like a little bit more of a plasticky feel to me and not like a metallic, like, you know where it's going. It doesn't have that solid little notch into the gear that I feel like a Honda should have. It's just kind of like a, oh, it's in gear, and not like a, oh, it's in gear. So, I mean, it's pretty solid, don't get me wrong. I do enjoy the shifter, but I've heard some amazing things about the Hybrid Racing one, so I'm excited to put it in and hopefully just give it that little extra that I've been wanting out of the shifter. First thing we have to do here is remove the shift knob. I've already loosened it, so hopefully it'll make it a little easier. If you just grip the bottom of the boot here, then you can start to unscrew the knob, and then it basically just comes right off. In my case here, I'm not quite sure why, but this collar is kind of stuck on the boot. I mean, maybe I'm just being a dingus, but it doesn't seem to want to come off, so I was able to just unscrew it, and I'm just going to kind of leave it like that. I mean, the center will still pop out and everything, so that's no problem. And I have a replacement one of these, so I'll figure that out later. All right, made a little bit of progress here. Pulled the wing panel, these are the wing panels. Pulled the wing panels off, pulled these trims off. These literally just pry up, and then these, you stick a plastic pry tool under, and they just pop right out. And next, we're going to start by removing this whole section here. Here's another quick update. Got the climate control out on the floor over here, and then the shift boot cover panel. This has all been removed. Also down over here. So we have the shifter here completely exposed, well, exposed-ish for the most part, which is pretty cool. And now all we have to do is pull up on this panel here and kind of remove my cable. However, this whole panel should just lift right out just like that. And then it's gonna be difficult to hold the camera, but just set it on the floor over here. And now we have quite a bit more access to the shifter. Well, guys, here she is. Center console has been completely removed from the Type R. She's a big girl. Definitely took some work to get it out, but we are officially out. Here's the stock shifter. Not too bad, but as you can see, there's lots of plastic pieces. There's plastic here for the retaining clip for the spring. There's plastic here in the center for where the shifter ball actually is. There's more plastic. I think where the cables actually attach. Let's see if you can see it underneath. No, that's gonna be hard to get. I'm pretty sure, oh yeah, here we go. Where the cables attach right there, that's actually plastic as well. So, I mean, overall, like, it's great for a stock shifter. I understand why they do it, but being able to convert all that over to solid metal with the hybrid racing is going to make it so much better. All right, here we are. The shifter is officially out, so we have all the cables loose and everything. So they are good to go. Here's the shifter over here. One thing that I did not know is that the entire shifter is actually plastic. So it's a little odd to me that they would make the whole, like, actual base and everything plastic. It's kind of surprising, actually. But, I mean, regardless, not a big deal. The hybrid racing one's all metal, which is going to be awesome. So yeah, everything is completely disassembled. I'm going to throw the base bushings on the new hybrid racing shifter. I've got to take a break, run to work, and then I will be back later this evening and we will finish up the install. So I just want to let it be known that I'm stupid and I got these base bushings and this shifter doesn't need them because it's aftermarket. So I feel kind of stupid now because I spent $30 on base bushings for nothing. So that's cool. I'll just sell them on the forums, I guess. Yeah, either way, I mean, it's whatever. Now I have time to put the shifter in, so I'm gonna do that. Here she is, completely installed. Haven't put any of the center console stuff back in yet. However, the shifter is completely in. Feels absolutely amazing. Surprisingly, it's quite similar to stock, in my opinion, in terms of just how the shifts feel. They definitely feel mechanical, but not quite as, like, firm and notchy as I don't want to say expecting, but was thinking they were going to feel. But overall, like, they just feel amazing. I think possibly a set of solid cable bushings might help. You can still feel there's like a little bit of play when it goes into gear, and so I'm kind of thinking that some cable bushings may assist with that, so that way there's no rubber bushings anywhere inside the shifting system. However, it does feel absolutely amazing. The shifts are nice and short, as you can see. I mean, first to second to third, there's not much there. There's very little play in terms of when it's in gear. And then the neutral, the spring that's in there, I went ahead and did the stiffest spring, and the return to neutrals honestly feels great. I really enjoy the way that feels. Just feels a little tighter than the stock shifter. But overall, it's a great shifter. I tried to get the heights of these things kind of as high as I possibly could. That way it's more, if I'm on the steering wheel hood, then I can just straight over to the next gear rather than like from here all the way down to here to shift. It's more up here now. So if I'm in second and I need to, I'm on throttle and then I go to shift, it's more of like a just right here rather than down to here. So it makes it a little easier when you're on track. All in all though, shifter feels absolutely amazing, looks amazing. So I'm gonna go ahead and get some quick footage of the shifter, show it off. Actually need to put the retaining clips on for both of these cables down here. Then I'll show it off. And then we're gonna go ahead and put all the center console back together. Unfortunately, as much as I'd like to leave the shifter exposed, there's just too much stuff, like the cables for the USB for both the front and the one in the center console, and the keyless entry system is completely controlled by something in the center console as well. And then of course the R mode selector and stuff like that all has to clip in, so it's not really feasible to leave it out. So I'm gonna go ahead and put everything back together and take it for a test drive. as y'all can see, the hybrid racing shifter is officially installed. Sorry for the kind of newbie B-roll footage of the shifter. The car's kind of stuck in the garage right now because of these other cars, so at least I got some footage in there. Doesn't look the best, but I mean, hey, tried to show it off as best as I can. I will attempt to do a full show off in another video, hopefully. However, as you can see in the footage, I actually elected to leave the center console out. I pulled all of the things out of the center console that I absolutely needed for the keyless entry, and then the 2 buttons for the handbrake, and then the R mode, the switcher. Pulled both those out, and I actually just zip tied them to the bracket that goes right in front of the shifter. I may move them eventually and take that bracket out because it's kind of ugly, but it's working there for now. And I wanted to leave the center console out because, I mean, technically this is just my race car, so it doesn't really get street driven all too much. And so A, weight savings, B, the shifter looks dope, and C, race car. So freaking send it. And yeah, I mean, I'm really excited with the way it turned out. The shifter, it shifts amazing. I do really enjoy it. Now that the clips are on and the cables are all at the right angles, it's just amazing. But overall, that's how it's gonna be. Center console is gonna be out because I want to see that thing, so yeah.